What's going on, guys? It's Player here, and today I'm going to be going over some sniping tips in Battlefield 4, and I'm going to try and post some more Battlefield 4 videos based on how much you guys enjoy them and the response from you guys. The last tips and tricks kind of guide I made for flying helicopters in this game went down very well, so thanks for all the likes and supportive comments. I really do appreciate it, and I'm still going to be posting GTA and COD mainly, but there'll be some Battlefield videos now and again as long as you guys enjoy it, because I'll post it because I do really enjoy the game and I play it a lot. So this video is going to be a general guide of how to snipe long range in the game, and I'm not trying to say I'm the best sniper in the world, but I have been sniper for a very long time, since Battlefield 3 nearly 2 years ago, and I wanted to share some tips that I've learned throughout the years and what to do, what not to do, some really helpful things for both beginning players and also for advanced players. But on to the tips. The first one is going to be fine-tune your aim. Sensitivity is key, and to line up your shots and make sure you're aiming correctly, there's quite a trade-off between high sensitivity, which allows you to be more reactive and responsive but less accurate, and then lower sensitivity allows you to be more accurate and aim smoothly, but you're less reactive and have to move around and respond to people a lot slower. So you guys know I use and recommend Control Freaks, a little plastic thumbstick add-on, and they basically increase the height of your controller so that you can aim a little bit better, and I personally love them. A lot of other people use them as well, and I'll always be able to get you a 10% off with the link in the description. And a good way to practice your aim and make sure that your sensitivity is not too high or too low is to go into the test range, and there you can try out your sniping skills and use any of the pickup snipers, the 50 cal ones, against targets, or behind that you can actually use the explosive barrel range, which come out of the water, and you can see how accurate you are. So once you have your aiming right and tweaks your sensitivity correctly, the next important thing with Battlefield sniping is bullet drop. So unlike the majority of shooter games like COD, Halo, GTA, Mass Effect, Titanfall, you name it, where the bullets will go exactly where your crosshairs are, in this game gravity affects the bullet slightly. I'm sure most of you guys know that, but for the new Battlefield players that have come from other shooters and are wondering why the bullets don't go where you're aiming, then this is why. And it's important to judge bullet drop correctly, and another important information linked in with this is that Battlefield 4, if you didn't know, only one-shot kills will be given out to the head. So if you hit a torso or a limb, you'll get a hit marker, and the person will probably be spooked and run away, making the second killing shot very hard. So you need to make sure that with long-range sniping, you're aiming a bit above the target's head, so the bullet will kill them in one. And it's good to test around and gauge the bullet drop for yourself, because each sniper is different and drops off either more or less, so test it out. It's also important to look at whether the target is above or below you. It's something you might not normally think of, but as expected, the bullet is going to drop a lot faster if it has to climb into the air above it than if it was to have to just go down naturally with gravity. So this gameplay here is a good example on Siege of Shanghai, and you'll notice that these enemies aren't actually that far away from me, but because they are much higher than me, I have to aim quite a bit above, so a lot higher than I would normally if they are the same distance away from me on the same level as me. So it's always good to keep note of whether the target is higher or lower than you, and not just how far away are they. And so my next tip is going to be to use the PLD, or Portable Laser Designator. This thing is amazing. It's my default way to look around and just spot the bright yellow enemies, and it's really useful, especially good on maps like Zavod 311, where there's a lot of trees and bushes and leaves everywhere, and it lets you see enemies easily. And also on maps like Siege of Shanghai, where the map is all dusty after the skyscraper dropped, you can see right through the dust, and it's very useful companion to the Recon class. And also, as a Recon, it's very important to know that it's your job to destroy vehicles, so you should be helping your team out by destroying them, using the PLD or SOFLAM to designate vehicles with a combination of the engineer's missiles, or you could use your own C4 to destroy them, or you could use the MAV or the MAV. This gadget actually allows you to remotely and electronically destroy equipment by flying near them and then aiming and shooting at them, and not many people know that the MAV can actually do that, so it's very useful to utilize that ability and take out some of the enemy equipment, in addition to just spotting people. So vehicles mostly decide whether a team wins or loses, so it's down to the Recons to work together with the engineers and destroy them. So my next tip is going to be patience, and this is when you're long range sniping. I like to treat my sniping kills exactly like hunting animals, even though I don't know anything about hunting animals. It's very similar, because if you're too impatient and if you hit near the target, or if you don't hit the head, they'll be spooked and they'll run away. Or if there's multiple enemies, it's going to be very hard to take them all out in Battlefield. You can't just dispense loads of enemies like you can in other games. So some clips you'll see I'm just looking right at a bunch of enemies, but I'm waiting for them to separate and be alone, and for them to stop moving before I can get a clear shot. So that's something I definitely recommend. Patience, waiting for them to separate, waiting for them to stop moving. moving, it's definitely useful than just being impatient and trying to kill as many as possible. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, then give it a like, and I'll see you guys later. Jump.